improv intro on Andrew's behalf because I didn't give him much to work with, so thank you. Mr. Toastmaster, esteemed guests, and fellow Toastmasters, many people claim to be from a small town, but my hometown has some bragging rights. And though tiny, it's had its brushes with fame. You'll soon learn why, but I'd like to first share some experiences that I had growing up there. Invite you to experience it for yourself and tell you a little bit about what I think makes it special. So I grew up in Des Moines, Iowa until I was about 14, and my mom got remarried to my stepdad, and we moved to a very small town called Stanton. Now, in order to paint a picture of Stanton, I would encourage you to think about the fictional town Mayberry, and then think about maybe, say, the Dukes of Hazzard. Throw in some Toby Keith. That's pretty much what you've got. When I say it's small, well, in 2010, the census said that we had 689, which is down from 1997's boom of 714. And I'm talking 689 people, not hundreds of thousands of people.
Wow.
Stanton has no stoplights, no grocery stores, no movie theater. There are, don't worry, 2 gas stations, 2 churches, and 1 bar.
Hey-o.
Now, it's a Swedish town, and its claim to fame is that Mrs. Olsen from the Folgers coffee commercials was born there. So in her honor, they erected the world's largest Swedish coffee pot. 10 years ago, they then erected the coffee cup to match, and those serve as our functioning water towers. These famous towers have landed Stanton on Jeopardy! Twice. We're really proud. They're not so proud about is that Letterman also acknowledged us as one of the top 10 worst vacation spots in America. Until recently, it was mandated that every house be painted completely white. Now, thanks to this rule, there's still a giant sign when you come into town that says, "Welcome into Stanton, the little white city." Considering it's a town with only Swedes, I'm Norwegian and I'm exotic there, the message can be a bit confusing, so I remember driving home from work one day, going into town and seeing a pack of Hell's Angels surrounding it with their bikes, taking photos, thumbs up, big smiles. That is not the intention that people had when they put the sign up, but it's one way to misinterpret it. Now, starting high school in a small town was very tough. Did I mention that my stepdad was my principal and the mayor? Also, my oldest stepbrother is the deputy sheriff in town. So between those two and all the busybody residents, I didn't get away with anything. I got busted before I even thought about doing something. My school was so small that K through 12 was in the same building, and my graduating class had 23 if you count the foreign exchange student. When school started, I had a class party at my house, which is a huge Victorian mansion. It's beautiful. It's built in 1885, and a lot of kids were curious, but some of them couldn't come because they'd been forbidden because it is known to be very haunted. Now, it's bad enough having your stepdad be the principal without having poltergeist try to sidereal your new social life.
Wow.
So my classes in school are very different from what I expect you went through. For instance, in woodshop, boys learned how to make functioning crossbows. We also spent a lot of time in gym class learning square dancing, like I said. But then the rest of the year, we'd learn things like, all about bowling. But we didn't actually ever go bowling. We learned how to score bowling by hand. Now, this is 1997, so there were computers, but our gym teacher insisted that they were a fad.
Wow.
Bad. These won't last.
On the weekends, we occupied our time with really creative activities like car hooding. Now, okay, when it's snowing, you go out and you get a car hood, which is going to be laying around somewhere in your yard, maybe. And then you get a rope, and you tie the rope to a car hood, and then you tie the other end of the rope to the back of your truck, which everybody has. And you pull your buddy on the car hood down the road. So it's just like tubing on a lake, only with the potential to be a lot more painful. So speaking of trucks, the bigger the better, and you know what's even better and even bigger than a truck is a tractor. And in most schools, kids save up money for a limo for prom. Not in my school. They shine their tractors up, and it is an event.
Wow.
So just like the Chargers-Raiders rivalry, if you were a John Deere man, or you were a Case IH man, that says everything about you and your family. I didn't go to my own senior prom, kids in my class got busted having a party together because we were stupid enough to do it in another county where none of us were related to the cops. But it was totally worth it, don't worry. We also have another unique tractor tradition. In the fall, guys spend weeks stealing pumpkins and also outhouses from all the area towns. They go a long ways. And then on Halloween evening, they smash them on Main Street. And by morning, there's 6 inches of pumpkin and outhouse sludging guts. But don't worry, the tractors come and they clear it all up in the morning. It's a great time. The other thing is in winter, there's no snow days for us because the farm kids just attach a plow to their tractor and they shovel the way into town.
Wow.
So now, for those of you thinking, this sounds like the best vacation spot, you might be in luck. My parents let passersby and ghost hunters enter their house all the time. And since contractors around there all know about the ghosts, most of them won't come in and fix anything in the house. So if you're good with tools, I'm sure that they'll let you stay, and they'll probably even fix up what they call the ghost room for you.
Wow.
Now, as I wrap up, I know that you're probably wondering if I ever saw any ghosts, and the answer is no. But, come to think of it, I never saw the horse that my mom promised me to move there in the first place. So if you go and stay with her, please ask her where it is. Thank you.